It begins in the dark, always the dark. Before the gentry silver clocks chime, before the frost thaws from the greenhouse glass, the servants are already moving, ghost-like and wordless, down stone stairwells worn smooth by generations of footsteps that no one remembers. By 5, the house must be warm and gleaming, every grate blacked, every rug beaten. Fires must be laid in rooms where they themselves will never sit. The women speak of gowns and cousins and letters from Egypt. The men pass brandy and argue over Parliament. They will never know what it is to clean blood from a chamber pot or scrape the fat from cold porcelain. It is being turned out without reference, a death sentence in the servant's world. A girl who breaks a plate may find herself at the gate by evening, her bag clutched in shaking hands, nowhere to go. The servants, sleepless, remain invisible even in exhaustion. And when tragedy comes, when a child of the house dies, or a patriarch passes, it is the servants who prepare the room, the coffin, the mourning garments. It is they who sew the veils and polish the black boots. It is they who keep the house moving while grief consumes the drawing rooms. And when it is their own kin who dies, a mother back home, a brother lost at sea, they must ask permission to mourn. Some do not even ask. Grief, like rest, is a luxury upstairs. Sometimes it is worse, a glance from a master in the hallway, a touch that lingers too long. Servants begin to leave for the cities. Factories offer wages. The young do not wish to polish boots for the sons of lords who no longer hold power. But for many, this life is still all there is. A name etched in the servant ledger, a reference letter sealed in wax, a hope that maybe the next house will be kinder. There are girls sent away quickly, discreetly. Their names are never spoken again. Their stories are not recorded in ledgers or remembered in portraits, yet they are the reason the house stands at all. In silence they built its glory, in sweat they preserved its pride. And when they are gone, the house will remember them, not with gratitude, but with dust. The bells will fall still. The stairs will forget their rhythm. And in that silence, the truth will linger, that beneath every empire of elegance lies 100,000 unseen hands, carrying, stitching, scrubbing, until they vanish. They know nothing of chilblains or of swallowing tears so as not to be dismissed for insolence. A look shared between two hall boys. A moment by the garden wall when the snow begins to fall and the world, just for an instant, forgets who is who. There is resilience here, quiet and unrecorded. These servants endure not just because they must, but because they carry each other, a comb shared, a hymn hummed in unison, a letter read aloud in secret. Their dignity is in their togetherness. Their strength is in knowing the exact creak of every step and the secrets in every locked drawer. Yet their comforts come from invisible hands, the shoes polished to mirrors, the bath drawn at precisely the right temperature, the handkerchief placed on the left, not the right, of the dressing table. Boiled linens must be folded for bodice they will never touch. Later she will recall it like a gift, a moment of being seen. It will last longer than the pain in her knees. Occasionally, the lady will cry, and a maid will hold the basin while she vomits after too much wine or weeps over a husband who has taken a mistress in London. The servant must say nothing, remember everything, and disappear. Their hands are cracked with soap, their backs bowed from polish and lie. Yet there is pride, too, in a floor so well scrubbed it reflects the sky, in a breakfast served hot to a table of faces that will never know their names. The great house above them breathes like a god, distant, blind, always hungry. It needs them, yet denies them. Their shoes do not echo. They are not meant to be heard. In the bowels of the grand Edwardian house, where the walls are unpapered and the air smells of coal and cabbage water, the day begins long before daylight. A girl named Elsie, 15, ties her apron with trembling fingers. Her palms are red from the cold basin. She has not slept more than 4 hours in months. Above her, the lady of the house will soon ring for tea, and the bell must not ring twice. Each bell on the wall is marked with a name: drawing room, nursery, master's study, and they twitch without warning like the tail of a cat ready to strike. Each ring is an order, each silence a judgment. In the servants' hall, silence is a kind of survival. There is a rhythm here, not a life. The scullery maid rises first, then the housemaid, then the cook. Elsie is told she is lucky. She was taken on at Ashton Manor at 14. Her mother worked there before her, and her grandmother before that. 3 generations under the same roof, none of whom were permitted to enter by the front door. She works 17 hours a day. She eats in the servants' hall, where even conversation is hierarchical. The butler sits at the head. The housekeeper reigns over the maids. Below them are footmen, scullery girls, hall boys, each trapped in a chain of unspoken laws and ancient humiliations. Servants who smile too much are called foolish. Servants who speak too little are suspected. Marriage is not encouraged. Babies are ruinous. And yet, every Sunday evening, in their stiffest collars and coarsest wool, they are permitted a half-hour of music, of sherry, of pretending they too belong to a world that sings. Upstairs, life is different. The air smells of roses and old books. Rooms are washed in gaslight and perfume. Sometimes a mistress forgets herself and thanks the maid. The maid, startled, blushes and curtsies deeper than necessary. The punishment for error is not always a slap or a scolding. Yet there are slivers of joy. A plum tart snuck from the kitchen. When guests arrive, the house doubles in tension. Meals stretch to hours. Dresses must be pressed in silence. Fires relit. Dogs walked. Babies rocked. By the turn of the century, whispers of change drift through the great halls. And so the days roll on, measured not in hours but in duties. Morning brushings, noon teas, evening turn-downs,